Good evening and welcome back to the Mitchell and Mauck'n About the Cards podcast. I'm Mitchell, and with me, as always, he is the owner, operator, and proprietor of the Superstition Ranch in Arizona, where we're not running any specials this week. It must be tax time. He is the mouth of the West, Tyrell Mock. Tyrell, happy Sunday to you, sir.
Happy Sunday, man. How you doing? And we got another thing, like it's your birthday week, man. Congratulations.
44. That's an old age, man. I'm feeling it most days, but looking better, feeling better than I have in about a decade. Pretty excited for what this week brings. We'll do a little birthday party next week on the show. My birthday is the 9th. We'll have some special guests. Maybe we'll bring one of those TV cakes on like they do for shows. It'll be great.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
Let's get right into it. We're running a little late tonight. Tyrell, the biggest news: Oli Marmol, a 2-year extension with a club option for 29. Your instant reaction?
Why was my instant reaction? And then I took the fan out of it and kind of looked at it logistically. We've been advocates and said this numerous times. There's probably not a season next year, 27. So you'll have this year, next year, no season, 28, and then I don't think they're contending yet in 28. I think it's more for 30. So I think 29 will get a Himes guy in, and then move on from there. I got feelings about Oli, and a lot of it's just because he's Mo's guy. And I think that's where I think we wanted a clear cut away from him completely. And Oli hanging on and us having Oli still makes us fans go, but that means you didn't leave the previous regime behind. You're just letting them stick around.
You know, if you're going to be bad anyway, why not let Oli do it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's reports, the players love him, things like that. Okay, that's cool. A bunch of players showed up for his presser today to announce the extension. Everybody feels good. They don't win, but man, they feel good, and that's really what matters. Everybody just wants to feel good these days. You know that.
Yep.
I think, again, you're not looking at baseball next year. They're not going to really compete till 29. And we've talked, like, there's always the guy who kind of stewards the rebuild, but he never sees it all the way through till they compete. Buck Showalter is the greatest example in baseball of that.
Yes, he is.
He saw the rebuild of the Yankees in the 90s, and then Joe Torre took the dynasty over. He did it in Arizona, and then Bob Brenly took it over. So Buck Showalter is that perfect example. I think they're going to let Oli ride it out the next couple of years, let Oli take the L's, and then go get a big guy in 29 when it's time to compete.
Mm-hmm. It's not that I hate Oli. I mean, he was handed crap rosters and aging superstars, and just the front office didn't know what it wanted to do. So it's not all his fault. I think he's been pretty good at bullpen management. But other than that, like, he's trying to train minor leaguers in the major leagues, and that's just not where you're supposed to do that stuff at. And I think it's a lot of disconnect with that. So,
to his credit, outside of the Pujols Yachty, last rodeo season, he's got better. Like, he has got better as a manager. You didn't expect Nolan Arenado to fall off a cliff ability-wise. You didn't expect Goldie to. The pitching has been atrocious. And he has got them to compete for the most part early in the years. And, of course, they fall off there towards the end. But maybe he's a good manager, maybe not. We don't really know. We've never seen him with a roster that could compete outside of that first year. But we are Mike Schilt apologists on this show, so we really aren't sure, if Oli would ever get a fair shake on this program. Normally in St. Louis, but they just seem to run through, I'm Mo's guy. And Mike Schilt was Mo's guy until he started to push back. And Oli gets a lot of crap for that reason, that he was Mo's boy. He was the one who usurped, that's a great word that didn't think I knew, usurped Mike Schultz's job, and I don't think he's ever kind of got the shake he deserves since then.
I agree with that assessment 100%.
Well, time will tell on Ollie. Tyrell the contracts, even if they don't play, they still work, right? Like these dudes are
Mhm.
still getting paid. It's not like it's going to roll over to an additional year, right? So we are with Oli Marmol at least through 2028, correct?
Yep, correct.
I'm excited for that. I'm sure you are too.
I just so
Let-
excited.
Let's switch topics here. Let's talk about the infield of the 26th season. Not a whole lot of contenders, so to speak. I think you've got your Reyes, who's probably going to be your utility guy. Looking around, going third to first, you've got Gorman, Wynn. It's going to be JJ Weatherholt and Burley. Any of those guys outside of JJ excite you? Any of those guys got the potential to even be an all-star?
Burley does, I think, if he can get off on a hot start. None of them win. The verdict's out on him. I love his defense. I just want to see if his bat's going to come around. But then again, Ozzy's bat never came around either. So why really worry about that? I don't think anybody's going to have their own position either. I don't think it's going to be set in stone. I think you're going to see a lot of shuffling going on through that as well. Mhm. Defensively, I'm going to rate them probably Paz number 1, Crooks 2, Pozo 3, Herrera 4. And that's just because I haven't seen too much of Herrera catch. Honestly, I've seen more Pajes do it, and we know Crooks defensively is what they've been raving about too. So, and I think Pozo's a pretty good third catcher as well. And we'll just times out on those guys on Herrera.
But your best two prospects are catchers.
Yep.
So your long-term solution, one of those guys is going to have to move. In a year that's going to be lost anyway, aren't they better just going to stick Herrera in left or DH? And long-term, Paez isn't the answer.
Mhm.
Pozo's definitely not. Crooks is probably just going to end up being a long-term backup, especially with Rodriguez and Barnell coming. Why not just take the L now and stick Herrera out there in left field every day, or give him 150 games at DH? Why are we trying to force him to catch?
Because I think that's what he really wants to do, and I think they're letting the player make the decision here a little bit. I think, and I then also that opens up a whole other bag of worms. Though, is what do you do with the JC then if you put Herrera in left? Is because then you just signed Herrera for what reason?
Urias is going to be the backup infield, and we'll talk about the outfield a little more in depth next week. But so JC is taking balls in left field.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson Valquez is hitting decently right now for a team that's not hitting at all. He's probably going to get some run, a ton of power from the right side, but again, not a lot of on base skills, etc. Other than the power. So it'll be kind of be interesting to see. And then going back to the infield one more time, do you think Blaze Jordan has a chance?
I hope so, man. I like that pickup for that trade last year. So I hope so. He's got a chance, and I hope they give him a chance. And also like is I don't know if Burley's going to be it either, man. Like he's not. Is he going to be your everyday first baseman going forward after everything? I don't think so. So I think Blaze is younger, so and he's got a little bit more pop, but he's just got to be consistently there. Like he's just been inconsistent. There's signs of just dominance there. But, you got to put it all together.
3 years from now, we're talking spring training 29. We have quit our jobs doing the podcast full time. Anybody in this infield still on the roster? Anybody part of the long term solutions? Look in the crystal ball.
JJ. I think JJ's the only one, and I think Wynn could probably end up being dealt anyway. I don't think. I know he's excellent, but if I think his value is high right now, and if they're really trying to do something, he could be dealt. I don't think Burley's going to stick around. I don't think they're going to go on past that. So it's just JJ.
I would tend to agree with that. And then whatever prospects they've moved on from then. And now in 29, you can probably go find some pieces to help. By then, you hoping Liam Doyle, Quinn Matthews, the pitching helps.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can develop pitching, you can go buy hitting. If the DeWitts are still owning the club, they're not going to buy anybody, though, unfortunately, at this point.
Yeah, and it kind of sees what happens these next couple drafts too, because I mean we got the pick 13 this year, so we're gonna have higher draft picks with these losing seasons. So it's gonna be kind of interesting. Can some of those guys can really turn around a franchise really fast if you hit right on one of them?
I mean, you look at what the Pittsburgh Pirates have been able to do. Skeens, Bubba Chandler, Connor Griffith, like they've got some dudes now.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna at some point have to have some big league talent around those young guys. You can't just win with young players. Baltimore has
Mm-hmm.
done a great job in developing that talent, and then they went and got Pete Alonso to kind of round it out as they couldn't kind of finish the job last year. So I'll be interested to see kind of what can come from that. But I think 3 years from now, your combo is still Win and Weather hold up the middle. I think Gorman's gone. I think Burley probably brings something back long term, even another lottery ticket that we like to say they're always after.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
This week in labor news, it came out that there are 5 teams that are dead set against the floor ceiling thing. Tyrell, can you guess who those 5 teams are that are
It's
just
gonna be
absolutely we're not doing it?
you're going to be your big market teams, and because they all have the highest, best revenue for their own cable networks. So it's going to be your Yankees, your
Correct?
Dodgers,
Yes.
are the Mets.
Yes.
Okay, what's Yankees, Dodgers, Mets?
Think medium market size.
San Diego.
No, we'll talk about them here in a second.
Okay, Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, I might go Texas.
Boston.
Boston. Oh, I forget about Red
Boston's the
Sox.
other
Yeah,
one.
yeah, Boston, the other one. Yep.
So those 5 teams are dead set against the floor ceiling. They don't want to have to pay any more money to these teams, these small market clubs, than they have to. Now, there are 5 teams on the fence from what the reports say. Those are the Texas Rangers. Those are the Chicago White Sox. Those would also be the Giants and the Angels, as well as Philly.
Okay.
So, according to Major League Baseball bylaws, to get any kind of policy change in an ownership meeting, 23 out of the 30 teams have to approve. You're going to have to flip 3 of those maybes.
Mm-hmm.
And your small market teams, which St. Louis is considered a small market team now, they're sure somebody else is going to foot the bill. Absolutely. So out of those 5 teams, your White Sox, your Phillies, your Rangers, do you see any of those guys flipping? And is this going to be a thing?
I could see the White Sox flipping because that's an organization that is probably going to go the no route, because why would they want? Because the reported floor and ceiling is what the top's 260 to 280 and the bottom's 140 to 160.
Yes.
That's what I read on Bleacher Report. I don't see the White Sox being like, yeah, let's do that. I can see them go, hey, we don't want to go that. We want to keep our payroll around the 80 to 100, 115 million. We don't want to go too far in that down. So I see them flipping. The Rangers are in it to win it, man. They got that new ballpark. I could see them wanting to be in the top or upper echelon anyway. And I could see Texas saying, no, we're going to compete and we've got the money to compete. So we'll pay our players what we want to play. So I think there's 2 right there you can flip pretty easy. Philadelphia go to the no route too, because you got those big contracts. They want that is a franchise hungry for a championship.
You said the 140, there's going to be the base floor. St. Louis is going to come in at 120 this year. Over half of that is dead money.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be another 20 million they would have to come just to meet the floor without having to pay the tax like the NBA does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's baseball next year, man. I really don't.
No. They're just so far apart on this and everything, and the players have nothing to give. Like usually when they talk about these negotiations, like there's something that's give and take, and there's nothing that we can add to make this seem better. Like we've changed a lot of how baseball is structured right now, and it's going to be difficult. I don't see baseball next year either.
No, and you brought up a great point from the Players Association standpoint. They have nothing to offer at this point. They're making record money. They're getting higher revenues now because of the new TV contracts with Peacock and Amazon and all these other streaming services. What do they have to give? There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing you can offer. You're playing 100 62 games in 180 days already. There's nothing they can bring to the table. I would think the owners would be willing to give on that side, and that's a discussion for another day. We talked about it last week. The World Baseball Classic will kick off this week. We got some exhibition games starting on Tuesday. Tyrell, I'm going to give you the pools, and according to it, what I was reading on MLB.com, 2 teams come out of each pool after pool play. You kind of I'll go pool by pool, and you tell me kind of what team you think is going to come out. Pool A in beautiful San Juan, we got Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, and the Puerto Rican team managed by Yadier Molina.
Puerto Rico's coming out of that.
You get 2.
Talent.
You get 2 out of each pool.
It'll be Cuba then.
Like that.
Yeah.
Pool B, Houston, you've got Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and USA. This was 100% set up for Team USA to come out of it. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Britain and
was
Brazil.
it ever. Yeah, was it ever. USA and Mexico coming out of that. I would like to see Italy come out of that just because so JC's going to go play for him.
Is Jason Samatachi on that roster? That would be cool.
Oh, that'd be cool. He's the pitching coach.
Let me look it up really fast.
Yeah.
I've got it pulled up. Graceffo is actually on Team Italy.
Okay.
We were talking about Cardinals that we're not going to be on there. The manager of Team Italy is Francisco Cervelli. Jorge Posada's on that team. No Jason Samatachi. They missed a huge chance there, Team Italy.
Yeah.
Free the Simo man. Pool C, Tokyo, Australia, Chinese Taipei, Chizekio, the former Czech Republic, Japan, and Korea.
Ooh, Japan and Korea are coming out of that. That's going to be awesome.
That's probably the best pool, top to bottom.
Yes, it is.
Pool D in Miami, you've got the Dominican Republic, Israel, the Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. The Dominican team managed by Pujols. That outfield is stacked. Juan Soto, among others.
I don't understand how the Dominican doesn't win this every year because they have got just the monopoly on great players coming out of them right now. So Dominican and probably Venezuela.
The outfield the Dominican can put together includes O'Neal Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, and Fernando Tatis Jr.
Get out of here.
The infielders have got names like Junior Camaro, Vladdy, Manny Machado, Jeremy Pena, former World Series MVP. The pitching looks somewhat suspect. You've got Sandy Alcantara, Brian Bello. The pitching's just okay from the Dominican, but they can outmatch anybody. So knowing that, who's your Final Four going to be?
It's going to be Dominican, Puerto Rico, USA, and Japan.
Just like baseball hoped.
Yep, exactly.
And then give me the Dominican versus Puerto Rico.
Oh, please. As the final? Yes.
Yes.
Let's do that. I like that.
That's where I would love to be at it. That's must-see TV for me. I would watch Pujols manage against Yachty all day.
Yeah. I know we've complained about this a lot. There's games on friggin' Tubi, man. It's no wonder that you can't ever... Yes. Yeah, Tubi's got games.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. It's no wonder that baseball can't get its shit together with this labor talks. They don't know where to do with anything. There's no good MLB package. You would think baseball games are on the MLB TV. Nope, they're everywhere. They need to that's why football's so good. They've conglomerated to everything in one. And they know where all that money's coming from. There's just too much streaming going on for baseball.
I'm on the schedule now, looking at the exhibition games. Team USA versus the Yankees will be on ESPN. But then we've got GTV. Is that the thing Goldust was doing for the WWE back in the 90s? Or is that home and garden television? What is that? And you got FS1 showing the Australia-Chinese Taipei game at 9 p.m. It's going to be a late one. FS1 looks like it's got most of the... Tubi has got the Netherlands, Venezuela at 11 a.m. on Friday, folks. Set your watches.
It's free, I guess, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's still like what?
FS1, FS2 running the rest of the games. But it looks like, yeah, that whole pool is going to be brought to you by the fine folks at Tubi, with Fox and the Fox affiliates running the rest of those games. Tyrell, MLB The Show comes out this week. Excuse me. You still play video games?
Oh, 100%. I even played the show 23, 24, and I'm looking at the MLB The Show 17 that I played on PS4. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm still in the
wow.
games. Yeah.
I just did the roster update this year. I wasn't going to pay $60 for the Cardinals to be terrible. You know, when college football came out, got into that, bought the newest edition again. I'll play a little 2K every now and then, but I like the show, man. I like the
hmm
show a lot. But nothing will top some MVP Baseball '05.
Oh, that was the best. I love that one. Yeah, probably one of the best baseball games I ever played.
The Cardinals this week announced the new Coca-Cola seats over in Big Mac Land. Did you see this?
I did not, and I'm kind of shocked at Coca-Cola and Pepsi country.
$29 a ticket, unlimited ballpark fare, including hot dogs, brats, chips and cheese nachos, kettle chips, ice cream, and of course all the Coca-Cola you care to drink. For 29 bucks to sit in Big Mac Land, that's not terrible.
I'm in. I mean, yeah, that's way better than everything else.
I'm an all-inclusive guy. I like the all-inclusive seats. Of course, the closer you are, the better, the more options. But for $100, you can take your family of you, your wife, and your kid out to the ballpark, and your daughter can just sit there and eat for 7.5 innings.
That's all she does anyway. The entire time we're there, that's perfect.
Yeah, so I think that's a great deal.
Yeah.
I think attendance is going to be boo boo, and I
hmm
definitely think I, for one, this summer, teacher summers off around June when the attendance drops off, I'll be there on a Tuesday night against the Marlins to
Yeah,
enjoy those seats. That seems like the perfect time to do it.
it does indeed, man. That would that's awesome. And that's I don't Big Mac Land doesn't get used very often anymore, but it's a good seat to see the game from.
I'm not sure there's a bad spot in that ballpark to watch a game. I've sat all over.
Yeah, that's fair. I've set a lot of places in that ballpark too. Yeah, I left field fence, the on the foul line. We set in the bleachers, set in the yeah. There's not a bad ballpark view for that stadium.
Have you ever sat at the rooftop across the street?
I have not.
No, I haven't either. Maybe we ought to do that this summer. We can do a live show from the
Yeah,
from
I
the
like that.
rooftop.
I like that.
We tried really hard to get Jimmy the Cat Hayes to come on. It looks like Hot Take Central is down again, which was kind of an inspiration for this podcast. I started to listen to those guys. Their station got sold. They will no longer be on the air again. So one of the better shows, St. Louis media wise. Cam Jensen did it for a while with him, but we're gonna be sad to miss that. But don't worry, for those of you who hate yourselves, Bernie Nicholas is still on your TikTok channel.
Yay.
Man, what happened to Bernie?
I I don't know. I really don't. Yeah.
He's old and jaded, like we're
Yeah.
becoming.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's watched too much of it over the years. That's fair.
Finally tonight, Tyrell, it is cold, it is snowing, it is March 1st in Missouri, and we've got 2 inches of snow and freezing rain coming. Made some gumbo tonight, which was
Hey.
freaking fire. So our final topic tonight, kind of the fun questions. How are you in the kitchen? And I'm not talking the dad in the grill. Like, how are you in the kitchen?
In my household, I am the cooker. My wife's the baker. I do the cooking. I am salt bay in that thing, man. Yes.
What,
I'm the cook.
what's the go-to dish?
Back in my 20s when I was trying to bring women in, it was chicken parmigiana.
Sir.
I had that recipe down. Right now my go-to dish is honestly tacos a lot. My kid loves eating tacos, so we eat those a bunch out here. Sloppy joes. I'm really good at sloppy joes, and I make them from scratch. I don't use anything other than that. Go-to dish though right now is tacos. Just the spice and seasoning you can do on them is great.
Awesome. What's Cass make that's awesome in the kitchen? What'd she bake?
Oh, dude, her strawberry rhubarb pie is phenomenal. But dude, she makes these lemon blueberry cookies.
Mm.
Oh my god, dude. I want to ask her to make them all the time, and I just refrain from it because I'd eat the whole damn thing. I'd be 300 pounds.
Yeah, but you'd be so happy.
Yeah, yeah. They're just soft but it's just delicious. I can't.
I think we need some for the show next week, and you can
All
do a
right,
little live taste test.
I can do that. I can do that for sure.
That's going to wrap it
Okay.
up for tonight. Next week, we'll talk about the outfield. We'll have some WBC talk. For the Mouth of the West, Tyrell Mock, I am Mitchell Jenkins, and we will see you next time.